Greetings, I'm George Boston Rhines, and I have been under a criminal trespass here in Valdosta, Lowndes County since May 25th, 2013, and even 2 weeks prior to that. This video is to help clarify the people who are lying on Facebook. This is a complete republishing of what happened to me following the death of Kendrick Johnson here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, and in Titletown, USA. And so I'm going to say to you that this is done on behalf of all citizens living here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia. And therefore, I would use the term the citizens or the people versus laws and outlaws. Also, the unreported news events, especially in the black community, that are ignored. And whether you know it or not, Valdosta only have on the major stands here one newspaper, that is by the Valdosta Daily Times, and many of us know that there's very little news that concerns black people and the black community. If you go to Albany, Americus, Georgia, Macon, most any other city in the state of Georgia, and you will find a more diverse outlook on the events that goes on in communities. Now, you know that I have reported, in fact, I'm the only one that reported Judge Richard Porter sleeping on the stand in every aspect of a case that he presided over. Yet, Channel 10, WALB, WCTV, ABC, Fox, and other local news stations totally ignored the judge sleeping in a case wherein he ruled against the Kendrick Johnson family attorney fees to the tune of $300,000. But the people in Valdosta, as they sit to Starbucks and they go to the school systems, they don't know nothing about what I just mentioned to you. And so the question is, where is the justice? Where is the justice in the state of Georgia within the Southern Judicial Circuit here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia? This is a warning to all of you that this video is designed to help educate you so you can help save your children from what you are about to hear and witness in this particular video. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
you have someone monitor it, please? I need a 27 through Georgia, please.
So we're going with it. We don't have anybody to monitor at this time.
Could you call someone in to help us out? Zero 51422-709 through Georgia. I didn't know you were in the Air Force.
Yeah, I'm retired Air Force. Why are you checking me out?
Do what?
Why are you checking me out?
Because you issued a criminal trespass.
For what?
Wes Taylor said nobody's allowed to be on the Board of Education.
Beg pardon?
Mr. Taylor, the superintendent, said nobody's allowed to be on the Board of
So
Education.
you issued me what?
Criminal trespass. You can't be on the property.
Sir, I've never been told that.
I know, that's what I'm telling you now. Mr. Taylor just called and said it.
But why are you running my tag? That's one question.
No, I'm running your driver's license.
That's what I'm saying.
Any contact with anybody, you got to run the.
Okay. Oh, I got you. Okay,
just for
okay,
safety. And
okay,
everything.
okay.
What happens if you're wanted guy? You wouldn't want me running someone.
I'm just asking a question. I appreciate it. I got you, bro.
You know what I'm explaining.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. I just got back from Atlanta, so I thought they said we're gonna be right here.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Yeah.
I just got back from Atlanta. They called me out. I didn't know.
Class 3 Sierra.
3 Sierra.
27 returns to George Boston, Class C Val at 741029.
Yeah. Come on. Where y'all supposed to be at?
I don't know. Like I said, I met with a guy from the Justice Department in Atlanta. That's why I had to cancel that to come down
they're
here.
releasing the autopsy results, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Where are you? I'm telling you, they're fixing to do it right now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I just got back.
Mr. Taylor said no criminal trespass on Board of Education or any property owned by Lowndes at all and everything. You remember me and you had contact back over at the football field.
I remember you very receptive. I remember people.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just do me that favor and everything, okay?
Now, what I will do now, is anybody posted outside out there to let people know where somebody won't come in here blinded?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all.
I'm good about that stuff and everything.
Take care, Chief. All right, y'all take care. All right, man.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, well, no, you know me, man. I'm a vibe, but I'll do that.
If you go in this area, you will get arrested. Okay.
Okay. What can I try?
You can stay right here.
Okay. They got a public meeting down here. So you're telling me I can't go to the public meeting?
I do not know anything.
I got you. But there's a public meeting.
All I'm saying is,
I'm not going.
I've been told.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that there's a public meeting down here. So you all telling me that I cannot go to a public meeting, and I haven't violated no law.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do like you're saying, but
you have a criminal trespass warning for the area of Lowndes High School.
Okay, everybody, all of us do.
No,
well, I do.
As far as I know, it's just you.
Is that right?
As far as I know.
Okay, I don't want to hold up traffic. What you want me to do? What you want me to do, bro?
Go back out this way.
Okay, man, it's gonna be interesting in court. I have just been told that I have a criminal trespass warrant against me to stay off of Lowndes County school property, and I did not know that. My question is, who else have been issued a trespass warrant? I did not even know that I had been given a trespass warrant. This is getting very, very interesting at this time. This is George Boss Rhymes. This is Saturday morning. I was attempting to go into the Lowndes County Board of Education meeting, which should be a public meeting. I have never caused any disturbance whatsoever, and it is what it is. Sir, I need you got a card? No. Okay, what's your name? Stephanie Thomas? Deputy Thomas. Okay, what my attorney asked me is to request from you a copy of that warrant. My attorney, C.B. King. I just called my attorney. And I know you ain't got that. You talking to the wrong person. I understand, but I'm doing what he asked me to do.
But you do not, first of all, you do not have a warrant.
Okay, well,
there's a warrant, you would have been arrested.
Right, okay.
It's criminal
trespass. Warning, a criminal trespass warning.
And if you come on this premises,
right, I got you. Yeah, right.
But I cannot give you a copy of that. You talk to the sheriff about that or next person in charge.
Okay, so can you radio him now? Because it's very serious. I mean, I got
busy directing traffic.
Okay, well, I just want to know.
Direct traffic, somebody can get seriously hurt.
I understand. I appreciate you, man. I ain't got nothing against you, man. You know that. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I just called the number I have in my phone trying to contact Sheriff Prine, and when I dialed that number, his wife answered the call, and so I do not want that call to be misconstrued in terms of maybe I'm harassing the sheriff's wife. I have Kendrick Johnson's father. What's your name?
Ralph Moss.
I had Ralph Moss and another guy that was here. When I called, there was no intimidation. I was just going to ask him about a copy of the trespass warning wherein they restricted me from the Lowndes County public school grounds. And that was the purpose of that call. Nothing more, nothing less. And once again, let me step over and get these people's name while we are here. This is Saturday. This is the day of the graduation. These people heard me when I called Sheriff Prine thinking it was him, and his wife answered the phone. What's your name?
Kenneth Johnson.
You witnessed that, right?
Yes, I did.
What's your name?
Victor Whitlock.
You witnessed that, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what did they just witness? They just witnessed that I called a number thinking it was Sheriff Prine. So once again, if anybody said I was intimidating them, that was not intention. I've called him many times, this number. It is what it is.
Lowndes County High School property. This came as a complete shock to me, based upon what I just been told by this deputy, that I could have been arrested at any time. I was out there on property a few days ago, putting up a podium, walking on the property, not knowing that a warrant had been issued or banning me from Lowndes County High School here in the state of Georgia and in the United States of America. I have never violated any law here in Valdosta and Lowndes County that is recorded in record that I am aware of. And so I called the Justice League, Bobby Worthy, to inform him of what has happened. This is a continuous practice. This is about the fourth time that I've had problem with law enforcement. The Lowndes County Sheriff's Department under Sheriff Prine. We must make documentation that I, George Boston Rhymes, have violated no law in Lowndes County. Yet I have been issued a warrant not to go on Lowndes County tax-paying property, wherein there was a public meeting this morning. I was told that there was a Board of Education meeting on this area, the old field house, in the old field house. So I believe there's a great possibility that my constitutional rights have been denied. Again, I did not violate any law, yet they say that a warrant have been issued banning me from any area of Lowndes County High School. If I had a relative, which I do have some people that graduate today, I can't even go to the graduation to little Terry because I have been banned from the school by a warrant that I knew absolutely nothing about. Thank God I didn't go to this graduation because I would have been arrested according to this deputy right here. Once again, I am George Boston Rhines, and I do hope that C.B. King, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, the Department of Justice, Eric Holder, and others will understand what the people here in South Georgia are going through while they ignore us. If this is happening to me right now, if something happens to me, we must look at the Valdosta and Lowndes County Sheriff Department. If anything happened to George Boston Rhymes, then I believe the Sheriff's Department.
This is the Get To Free Press, and we report what others ignore. This is your First Amendment right to know without whiteouts from a controlled news media whiteout network. And we are located in Valdosta, Georgia, and we are here to inform, educate, and persuade if necessary. Always keep that in mind. Moreover, I want to say to you that as a community, state, nation, and world, we are not who we claim to be, but who we prove ourselves to be over a given period of time. And if we are a liar, time will tell. And if we are a racist or a hater, time will tell. And our righteous and holy God already know. So you are only fooling yourselves. Again, the Ghetto Free Press.
I was stopped going into the Lowndes County graduation by Deputy Thomas. He said I was on a trespass warrant, trespass papers, and that I had been restricted for 2 weeks by not going on the property. So I was advised to follow that up Tuesday. So what I did, I went to the magistrate court and asked them for a copy. They said they didn't have one. They said I was in the wrong place, told me I need to come to the sheriff's department. I came to the sheriff's department. I talked to Lieutenant Styles D. Jones. He said the sheriff's department did not issue a warrant. A trespass warrant on me or anything of that nature. And so I left there, and so what's going on? Now, Mr. Robinson went to Mr. West Taylor, who's the superintendent of the school, and that morning, and he was in, so he talked extensively with, I think it was the next person in line. And so when I left the sheriff's department yesterday, I went back home, and Robinson called me, and I met him at a restaurant, and while he was there, West Taylor called him. And West Taylor said that he didn't issue no trespass papers on me. Styles said that the school superintendent was the one that issued it. And so this morning, my attorney told me to go to the district attorney office. I went to the district attorney office, and I got Beth Green. I talked to her down in the state court. Then I went up to the district attorney and talked to Miss Melanie up there. And she said, well, let me have a seat. And so she called the sheriff's department. The sheriff's department says that is a trespass papers on me. And that generated some questions. And like I told the district attorney, the only place I know now to do is go to the Georgia Attorney General. And so no, she said to me, go talk to the sheriff, and here I am.
George, the only thing I can tell you, I'll check on it and find out where this warrant transpired, who took the warrant out. If it's still active, I'll call you back. That's the only thing I can tell you, because I'm not familiar with the warrant itself. I am not familiar with the warrant itself. I will try to find out who took the warrant, if there is an active warrant, and then I'll call you and let you know.
Okay, now what they did, all the agencies, I'm going to the federal government now,
I'm gonna check with the federal government.
Well, check with anybody you want to, George. I'm just telling you, I'll check on it and find out if it's an active warrant and who took it. And then I'll be sure to call you back.
I know I can check with who I want, sir. You know I know that. I'm very smart. I know that. I know I can check with who I want, and I'm gonna do that.
Well, go ahead and do that, George. I'm not trying to stop you. I just told you what I
And
did.
another statement too was made by Mr. West Taylor. I don't have the exact words, but I wrote down on some paper. And from what he said is there's something in the works on you. Now that concerns me, and it concerned the people that I was with yesterday. And
I don't know about any of them.
That's okay. That's okay. I just want you to know that because there are people who love me and who respects me, and those and black and white. And so these particular people, I just wanted to be known that when he made the statement that he made, and whatever it is what it is, Sheriff.
It is what it is.
Have a good day. You too.
I'm a minister at the First Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, and my grandchildren attend school out there.
Yes, sir.
And there were some things that I was kind of concerned about because I had asked a gentleman by the name of George Boston Ryan to come in and video my granddaughter's graduation, and he was stopped and said he wasn't allowed to come on the premises, and we was trying to find out what had he done that he couldn't come out there.
He was stopped by who?
By the sheriff department. He said that he was giving orders by you guys that he wasn't allowed on the premises.
Okay. I think that may be something you'd have to take up with the sheriff's department.
Okay. So you guys, it's okay if he come out to the premises if something come up?
No, sir. What I'm saying is I believe that there was, and I don't know what they called it, some sort of order based on something that happened in the past that I believe that there's something in place. And again, I think either he would need to discuss that with you or possibly the sheriff's department.
Oh, okay.
No, so I do believe there's something in place. I don't want to tell you something that's not right.
Right.
But I do believe that is accurate.
Right. Well, all right. Well, I tell you what, can you set an appointed time that I can come in and sit down with you?
Yes, sir. I would be glad to.
What about tomorrow sometime? What would be a good time?
I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn this calendar around.
All right.
Can you see your calendar?
No, I'm not at the present time.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this. Is there a particular day of the week that's better for you?
What about today? What about Friday morning?
Well, we're closed the rest of this week. That's what I was calling.
Okay.
This is part of the time when...
Well, what about Monday of next week?
All right. Let me open this thing up. Monday is June the 3rd.
Yes, sir.
I've got on Monday and Tuesday of next week, I'm meeting with each. We have 12 schools. I'm meeting with all of our principals on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
I've already got all of them scheduled.
Well, I'm scheduled to go to Atlanta. I got to be in Atlanta on Wednesday and the rest of that week, so I can't make that one.
All right. Well, hold on just a minute. I'm just flipping over the next week, which is Monday the 10th.
Okay.
I've got a principals meeting that day. Hold on, we'll get us a day. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn this thing over. That Thursday morning, which is the 13th, and I know you may not know off the top of your head, but that may be a possibility we could shoot for.
Okay. Well, you busy the rest of the day?
Is that on the 13th on that Thursday?
Well, yeah, but what about today?
I've got somebody scheduled at 3 and then
Okay.
somebody after that.
All right, well, we just make it for that time then, and we'll see what we can do, and I'll give you a call back, we'll get back in touch.
All right, so you want to set a time on that morning, or you want to just wait and call me back? Whatever works for you.
I'll just call you back.
Okay, all right, that'll be fine, and we'll get a time that'll work for both of us, and I'll be glad to.
All right, well, as of you know right now, there's nothing that you guys have done to say that George Lyons can't come on the school campus.
I think there is something in place through the sheriff's department.
Okay.
Yes, I do think there is, but
all right.
I prefer that he either talk to you about that or the sheriff's department. I don't want to tell you something that's not right.
Okay, all right. Well, that'll work then. All right.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Address so that we may have that for the record. Our policy requires that you stay under 5 minutes. Please direct all comments to council as a whole and do not attempt to engage individual members of the council in debate. This is the council's policy to follow through with you on your concerns. Additionally, we ask that any groups that want to address the council designate one spokesperson. Again, this will ensure others to have time to be heard. Having said that, are there any citizens to be heard? Any citizens to be heard?
The only reason I come before the city on this issue is because this took place in the city. During the Lowndes County High School graduation, I was approached by a deputy, Thomas, from the Sheriff's Department, who told me that I could not go to the graduation because there was a criminal trespass warning issued to me and that it had been in effect for 2 weeks. I had no knowledge of it. Nothing had been given to me, written, verbal, or otherwise. So I went to the magistrate courts, superior court, district attorney's office, U.S. district courts, Lowndes County investigators, and lastly the sheriff himself. The sheriff said that he knew nothing about such a trespass warning, but they had threatened to arrest me with witnesses. A friend of mine went out to Lowndes County High School, talked to Mr. West. I went to his office and later talked to Mr. West over the phone. When I recorded the radio transmission from the Sheriff's Department, it said that I had been under that trespass warning and that it was 2 weeks that I was under not to go on any property that deals with Lowndes County High School. I told the deputy that I had violated no law, that nothing had been written, that I had not been notified of anything. To make a long story short, everybody that I went to find that to be very, very strange. And I just want this council to know that I take defamation of character very seriously. It happened at the jail when I was ordered off that property once before. I got it all documented. I had broken no law. My name was slandered at the regional library, South Georgia Regional Library, by the director. I gave the secretary of the city to pass words on to the mayor and the city manager. I did the same thing to the chairman of the Lowndes County Board of Commissioners. I did the same thing to the Valdosta Daily Times chairman, Kay Harris. And what has happened to me here recently, there is no news media that have reported anything about what happened to me. I served my country for 20 years to protect the rights of foreigners. And for me to be harassed, banned from property, with my tax dollars paid for, without anything being issued to me, I take it very seriously. And I want you all to know it, because I don't take it lightly. And since this has happened to me, I feel it necessary to go back to the regional library and everything that have happened to me and let somebody look into it. I just want to leave that with you all. I want it to be a part of the record because it happened, and I don't believe any person in the city or county or in the state of Georgia or in this nation should be threatened. And he told me straight out, you will be arrested if you go. The sheriff said that he knew nothing of it. He wasn't aware of it. And he said that the sheriff's department told me to get with the superintendent. The superintendent told me he didn't do it. If he didn't do it, and none of the court system did it, the judge don't know nothing about it, I think that somebody else needs to find out what's going on here in Valdosta. It don't look good on our form of government, and I don't appreciate it, but I want you all to know the rest of the story.